Chapter 1, The Essence of Charisma. Charisma is something we all recognize when we see it, but it's hard to define. Some people just have that something that draws others to them. You might have met someone who walks into a room and instantly gets everyone's attention, not because they're loud or trying hard, but because they have a natural energy that people respond to. They make others feel good, feel seen, feel important. That's charisma. It's the invisible quality that makes people listen, trust, and feel comfortable. And the best part? It's not something you have to be born with. Charisma is something you can build and grow. Many people think charisma is about being popular or having a big personality. But real charisma isn't about showing off or being the loudest person in the room. It's not about being the most attractive, the smartest, or the funniest. True charisma is about how you make people feel when they are around you. Do they feel respected? Do they feel understood? Do they feel inspired or encouraged? If the answer is yes, then you are already showing signs of charisma, even if you don't realize it. Charisma begins with how you see yourself and how you see others. When you believe in your own value, without needing to prove it all the time, people can feel that. And when you are genuinely curious about other people, when you want to listen to them, understand them, and connect, your charisma starts to shine. It's not about acting perfect or saying all the right things. It's about being real, being kind, and being fully present with people. It's about showing up as your best self and helping others feel comfortable enough to do the same. You might think that charisma is something only a few lucky people have. Maybe you believe it's something you either have or you don't. But that's simply not true. Charisma is not a fixed trait. It's not magic. It's not something only celebrities or leaders have. It's a set of habits, behaviors, and attitudes that anyone can learn. Whether you're shy or outgoing, quiet or energetic, you can be charismatic in your own way. It's not about copying someone else's style. It's about finding your own voice and using it to connect with others. So where does charisma come from? It starts with three main qualities: presence, confidence, and empathy. These three are the building blocks of charisma, and they work together to help you connect deeply with people. Presence means being fully in the moment, giving people your full attention. Confidence means believing in yourself in a calm, steady way, not arrogance, but self-respect. Empathy means understanding others and caring about how they feel. When you combine these three, you create a natural warmth and strength that others are drawn to. Let's talk more about presence, because it's often overlooked. Being present means that when you're with someone, your mind is not somewhere else. You're not checking your phone, looking over their shoulder, or thinking about what you'll say next. You're fully there, really listening, really caring. People can sense when you're present with them. It makes them feel seen and valued. And that feeling is rare. So when someone experiences it, they remember you. Even a short conversation can leave a big impression if you are truly present. Confidence, on the other hand, is about knowing your worth. It doesn't mean you think you're better than everyone else. It means you respect yourself and don't feel the need to prove yourself all the time. When you're comfortable in your own skin, people notice. You speak clearly, you move with purpose, and you don't hide who you are. That kind of calm confidence is powerful. It makes others feel safe and inspired. And again, you don't need to be loud or bold to be confident. Quiet confidence can be just as powerful, sometimes even more so. Empathy is the heart of charisma. When you truly care about people, not just pretending, but Actually feeling for them, it changes the way you interact. You ask better questions. You listen with more attention. You respond with kindness instead of judgment. People are drawn to those who make them feel understood. You don't have to agree with everyone, but when you take the time to understand where someone is coming from, you create connection. And connection is what charisma is really all about. Of course, developing these qualities takes time. You won't become instantly charismatic overnight, and that's okay. Like any skill, charisma grows with practice. The good news is that you already have the seeds of charisma inside you. You've already had moments when you were fully present with someone, when you believed in yourself, when you cared deeply about someone else's feelings. Those are your starting points. The key is to do those things more often, more intentionally, and with more awareness. One important thing to remember is that charisma is not about trying too hard. People can always tell when someone is being fake. If you're trying to impress people, they may back away. But if you're being your true self, honest, kind, and engaged, people will naturally be drawn to you. Authenticity is the foundation of all charisma. It's better to be real than to be perfect. People don't connect with perfection, they connect with honesty and heart. Another common myth is that you have to be extroverted to be charismatic. That's not true at all. Introverts can be incredibly charismatic, just in a different way. While extroverts may draw people in with energy and excitement, introverts often connect through calm, deep listening and thoughtful conversation. Both are powerful. What matters is not how loud you are, but how genuine you are. Whether you're the life of the party or someone who prefers one-on-one talks, you can develop a style of charisma that works for you. As you begin to build your charisma, you'll notice changes in how people respond to you. They may open up more, smile more, or seem more relaxed around you. You might find that conversations flow more easily or that people seek out your company. These small signs are proof that your presence, confidence, and empathy are reaching others. You'll also feel changes within yourself. You'll feel more at ease in social situations, more able to express yourself clearly, and more connected to the people around you. Charisma also has a positive impact in many areas of life. In your personal relationships, it helps you create deeper, more trusting connections. In your work life, it helps you communicate better, lead more effectively, and influence others in a positive way. Even in casual situations, chatting with a neighbor, meeting someone new, charisma helps you leave a strong, lasting impression. It's not about getting attention for its own sake. It's about building real, human connections that make life richer and more rewarding. As you move forward in this book, you'll learn specific ways to grow your charisma in many areas: how to manage nervousness, how to speak with impact, how to listen actively, how to build rapport quickly, and much more. Each chapter will give you simple tools and strategies that you can use right away. But the most important thing to remember is this: charisma starts from within. It's not about learning tricks to impress others. It's about connecting with your best self. Your confident, caring, fully present self, and letting that shine through in everything you do. In a world where so many people feel rushed, overlooked, or disconnected, charisma is a gift you can give, not just to yourself, but to everyone you meet. When you bring your full attention, your kindness, and your true self into your interactions, you create moments of real connection. And those moments matter. They can change someone's day, shift the mood in a room, or even start a chain reaction of positivity. That's the true essence of charisma. It's not about standing out. It's about reaching out, and lifting others up as you go. You already have everything you need to be charismatic. You don't have to become someone else. You just need to uncover the qualities that are already inside you and let them grow. Start by being present. Believe in your worth. Care about others. These simple things, done with intention and consistency, can turn you into someone others want to be around, not because of your looks or your status, but because of your heart. That's real charisma. And that's what we'll keep building, step by step, throughout this book. Chapter 2, The Power of Presence. There's something powerful about a person who is fully with you, someone who listens with genuine interest, looks you in the eyes, and makes you feel like the most important person in the world at that moment. That power is called presence. Presence is not about being the loudest in the room or having all the right answers. It's about showing up fully, mind, body, and heart. And offering your complete attention to the moment and the people in it. And just like charisma, presence is not something you're either born with or not. It's a skill you can grow, a habit you can practice, and a gift you can give to others every single day. In a world full of distractions, being present has become rare, and that makes it even more valuable. Think about how often you're with someone who seems half there. Maybe they're glancing at their phone, nodding without really listening, or letting their mind wander to other things. When that happens, you can feel it. It creates a distance. It sends a silent message that says, this moment, this conversation, this connection isn't important. On the other hand, when someone is fully present with you, it sends the opposite message, I'm here. I see you. I care. Presence is the foundation of all deep human connection. Without it, our interactions become hollow. With it, they become meaningful. When you give someone your full attention, you make them feel heard, respected, and valued, and that's exactly what draws people to you. That's why presence is such a big part of charisma. People remember how you made them feel, not just what you said or did. If you want to leave a strong, lasting impression, presence is the way to do it. But how do you become more present? The first step is to understand that presence is a choice. It doesn't just happen on its own, especially not in a world filled with buzzing phones, endless notifications, and racing thoughts. You have to decide to be present. You have to slow down and focus. You have to quiet your inner voice that's always jumping ahead to the next task or worrying about the past. Presence begins when you stop trying to be somewhere else and commit to being exactly where you are. One of the easiest ways to anchor yourself in the present moment is through your breath. When you feel your attention drifting, just take a slow, deep breath. Feel the air come in and go out. This simple act brings you back to your body and helps clear your mind. You can do this before a conversation to ground yourself, or during a moment of distraction to come back to center. The breath is always there, waiting to bring you back to now. Another key part of presence is listening, really listening. Most people don't actually listen to understand, they listen to reply. While someone is talking, they're already thinking about what they're going to say next. But active listening is different. It means giving your full attention to the other person, letting their words sink in, and responding from a place of curiosity and care. You don't have to rush in with advice or try to fix everything. Sometimes, just listening deeply is the most powerful thing you can do. Being present also means letting go of the need to control the moment. You don't need to plan every word or manage how someone else feels. Presence is about trust, trusting yourself to Handle the moment as it comes and trusting the other person to be part of that moment with you. When you let go of control, you create space for something real to happen. You allow connection to unfold naturally, instead of forcing it. Technology can make presence more difficult, but it doesn't have to. We live in a connected world, and our devices are often part of our daily lives. But when you're in a conversation, the best thing you can do is put your phone away, not just on silent, but out of sight. Even the presence of a phone on the table can send the message that you're only half there. When you set your devices aside, you're saying, this moment matters. You matter. That simple choice can change the entire energy of an interaction. Presence is not just about one-on-one conversations. It shows up in meetings, in classrooms, in family dinners, even in the way you walk down the street. It's about being awake to your surroundings, engaged with what's in front of you, and open to the people around you. Whether you're talking to a friend, a coworker, or a stranger, your presence has power. People feel it, and they respond to it. There will always be times when being present feels hard. Maybe you're tired, stressed, or distracted by a problem you can't stop thinking about. That's okay. Presence doesn't mean being perfect. It means doing your best to return to the moment, again and again. You might drift. Everyone does, but you can always come back. That's part of the practice. You can also grow your presence by building awareness of your body. Are you slouched over? Arms crossed, eyes wandering? Or are you sitting or standing tall, facing the person in front of you, making eye contact? Your body communicates whether or not you're present. When your posture is open and relaxed, you appear more confident, calm, and engaged, and you feel that way too. Body language and presence are deeply connected. Silence is another part of presence that often gets overlooked. In conversations, people sometimes feel pressure to fill every pause, but silence can be powerful. It gives space for reflection. It shows that you're not rushing. It invites deeper thought. When you're comfortable with silence, you show that you're truly there, not just to talk, but to connect. Letting silence be part of your presence takes practice, but it adds depth to your communication. Presence doesn't just help others feel good, it also benefits you. When you're truly present, your stress goes down. You stop worrying about the future or regretting the past. You find peace in the moment. Your relationships improve, and your confidence grows. You feel more alive, more grounded, and more in control of your emotions. Life becomes richer, not because everything changes, but because you're finally paying full attention. Some people seem naturally present, but most of the time, it's a skill they've developed. Think about actors, leaders, or speakers who hold a room's attention. They don't do it with tricks. They do it by showing up fully. They speak from the heart. They listen with focus. They move with purpose. That's presence. And you can learn it too, in your own way. Start small. Choose one moment each day to be fully present. Maybe it's during a meal, a conversation with a loved one, or a walk outside. Put away distractions, slow your thoughts, and give your attention fully to that moment. Notice how it feels. Notice how others respond. Over time, that presence will start to spread into more areas of your life. One of the most beautiful things about presence is that it makes people feel seen. In a world where many people feel invisible, overlooked, or unheard, being present is a gift. It tells someone, you matter. I'm here with you. That message is more powerful than any perfect words or polished performance. It's the foundation of real charisma, and it starts with simply being here. Charisma is not about trying to impress others. It's about showing up with your full self, calm, confident, caring, and fully present. When you do that, people naturally respond to you. They feel your energy. They trust you. They want to be around you. And that opens doors, not just in your relationships, but in your work, your creativity, and your personal growth. Presence is not about being perfect. It's about being real. It's about accepting each moment as it comes and meeting it with your full attention. It's about listening without judgment, speaking with intention, and giving others the space to be themselves. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes. And as it becomes more natural, your charisma grows too, not because you're doing more, but because you're being more. So the next time you're in a conversation, or even just sitting with yourself, ask, am I really here? Am I listening? Am I present? If not, take a breath, clear your mind, and come back. That's all it takes. One breath, one moment, one choice at a time. And over time, those choices add up. They become who you are. They make you someone others trust, admire, and enjoy being with. Presence is powerful. It's simple, but not always easy. It takes practice. But every moment is a chance to begin again. Every interaction is an opportunity to show up fully. And every time you do, you build your charisma from the inside out, in a way that's real, lasting, and true to who you are. Chapter 3, Cultivating Authentic Confidence. Confidence is one of the most admired qualities in people. We often see someone who speaks clearly, walks with purpose, or holds themselves with ease and think they're confident. But what exactly is confidence, and more importantly, how can we grow it in a way that feels real? Not fake or forced. That's what this chapter is all about, building a kind of confidence that comes from within, that is steady and strong, and that stays with you no matter what room you walk into. This kind of confidence is not about being perfect or always having the right answer. It's about knowing your value, accepting your flaws, and showing up as your full self, even when things are hard. That's authentic confidence. Many people believe that confidence means never feeling nervous or doubtful, but that's a myth. Even the most confident people feel afraid sometimes. They make mistakes. They question themselves. The difference is that they don't let those feelings stop them. They've learned how to move through fear instead of letting it control them. They trust themselves enough to keep going, even when the outcome isn't certain. That's what makes their confidence real. Authentic confidence starts with self-awareness. You need to know who you are, what you're good at, what you struggle with, what you care about, and what you stand for. When you know yourself, you become less dependent on what others think. You don't need everyone to agree with you or approve of you, because you've already given yourself permission to be who you are. You're not trying to play a role or live up to an image. You're simply being honest. That honesty, even when it reveals your imperfections, is what draws people in. We live in a world where many people pretend to be confident. They act like they have everything figured out. They hide their fears behind loud voices or strong opinions. But real confidence doesn't need to prove itself. It doesn't need to talk over others or take up all the space in the room. It can be calm. It can be quiet. It can even be shy. What matters is not how big your voice is, but how true you are to yourself. One of the biggest blocks to authentic confidence is comparison. When we constantly measure ourselves against others, we start to feel like we're not good enough. We look at someone else's success, looks, or talents and wonder why we're not more like them. But confidence doesn't grow from comparison. It grows from self-respect. Everyone is walking their own path. You don't need to walk someone else's. You only need to walk yours, with honesty, courage, and care. A helpful way to build confidence is to remember your past wins. Think of times when you did something well, even if it was small. Maybe you helped someone, finished a tough task, or spoke up when it was hard. These moments are proof that you are capable. They remind you that you've faced challenges before and made it through. You can do it again. Confidence grows when you remind yourself of your strengths, not to boast, but to stay grounded in reality. Another powerful tool for growing confidence is preparation. When you're prepared, you feel more in control. You know what to expect, and you know what you're going to say or do. Whether it's a speech, a meeting, or a personal conversation, taking time to prepare helps you walk in with more certainty. But remember, preparation isn't about becoming perfect. It's about getting ready enough to feel steady and focused. Once you're prepared, let go of the need to control everything. Trust that you've done your part, and show up as you are. Self-talk is also a big part of confidence. The way you speak to yourself in your mind affects how you feel and act. If you constantly tell yourself, "I'm not good enough," or "I always mess up," your confidence will shrink. But if you talk to yourself with kindness, saying things like, "I can handle this, I've done hard things before," or "It's okay to make mistakes," you build yourself up instead of tearing yourself down. You don't have to lie to yourself. Just choose words that encourage and support you, the same way you would talk to a friend. Many people think they need to feel confident before they can take action. But often, it works the other way around. You take action first, even if you're scared, and confidence follows. Every time you step outside your comfort zone, you prove to yourself that you're stronger than your fears. Each brave step you take builds another brick in your foundation of confidence. It doesn't have to be a huge leap. Even small steps matter. Speak up in a meeting. Say hello to a stranger. Try something new. With each action, you become more sure of yourself. It's also important to surround yourself with people who believe in you. Confidence can grow or shrink depending on your environment. If you're around people who constantly criticize or doubt you, it's harder to feel strong. But if you spend time with people who support, respect, and encourage you, you feel more confident being yourself. Choose relationships that lift you up, and be that kind of person for others, too. Confidence grows in community. At the same time, you have to learn how to handle criticism. Not everyone will like you or agree with you, and that's okay. Authentic confidence means you can listen to feedback without letting it crush you. You can take what's useful and let go of what's not. If someone gives you helpful advice, use it to grow. If someone is just being negative, don't let it live in your mind. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to keep learning and showing up. Another part of building confidence is taking care of your body. When you sleep well, eat well, move your body, and manage your stress, you feel better. Your posture improves. Your energy rises. You think more clearly. All of these things support your confidence. Simple habits like walking outside, drinking water, or getting enough rest can have a big effect on how you feel about yourself. Confidence also grows through integrity, doing what you say you're going to do. When you keep promises to yourself and others, you build trust. You start to believe in your own word. Each time you follow through, even in small ways, you prove to yourself that you can be counted on. That belief becomes a deep kind of confidence, one that doesn't depend on anyone else's opinion. It's important to understand that confidence is not a straight line. There will be days when you feel strong and clear, and days when doubt creeps in. That's normal. Confidence doesn't mean never feeling uncertain. It means being able to keep going, even when you do. It means learning to ride the waves instead of expecting them to disappear. One of the most powerful ways to grow your confidence is to live with purpose. When you have a sense of what matters to you, your values, your goals, your dreams, you walk with more direction. You make choices that are true to you, not just choices that please others. Purpose gives confidence a foundation. When you know why you're doing something, you stand taller. You speak with more clarity. You act with more courage. Questions. It's not about being fearless. It's about acting in spite of fear. And it's not about being someone else. It's about being fully, honestly, courageously yourself. The more you accept who you are, the good and the not so good, the more others will accept and respect you too. You don't need to wait to feel ready. You don't need to wait for someone else to tell you you're good enough. You are already enough, right now. Confidence is a choice, a daily practice of showing up, speaking up, and not giving up. It's about believing that you have something to offer, and being willing to share it, even if your voice shakes. So start where you are. Take one small action. Speak one kind word to yourself. Prepare for one challenge. Remember one past success. Be present in one conversation. Each small step adds up. And over time, your confidence will grow, not from trying to be perfect, but from learning to be perfectly, powerfully, wonderfully yourself. That's authentic confidence. And it's already within you, waiting to grow. Chapter 4, The Heart of Empathy. Empathy is one of the most powerful tools a person can have. It's the ability to understand what someone else is feeling. It's putting yourself in their shoes, seeing the world from their point of view, and connecting with them on a deeper, more human level. In many ways, empathy is the emotional heart of charisma. Without it, your words and actions can feel hollow. But with it, everything you say and do becomes warmer, more genuine, and more meaningful. When you meet someone who is truly empathetic, you can feel it right away. They listen without interrupting. They don't rush to judge. They seem to understand you, even if your life is very different from theirs. They don't just hear your words, they feel what you're feeling. And because of that, you feel safe, seen, and accepted. That's the gift of empathy. It allows us to connect beyond surface-level small talk. It builds bridges between people who might otherwise feel worlds apart. Empathy is not about fixing someone's problems. It's not about agreeing with everything they say. And it's definitely not about pretending. It's about being there, with your heart open. Sometimes that simply means saying, "I hear you," or, "That sounds really hard," or even sitting in silence with someone who is going through something tough. In those moments, your presence and your care are worth more than any advice or clever words. In today's fast-paced world, empathy is more needed than ever. People are often stressed, distracted, or feeling like they don't matter. Social media gives the illusion of connection, but it doesn't always give people the feeling of being truly understood. That's why empathy stands out. It cuts through the noise. It slows things down. It says, "You are not alone." And that simple message can be life-changing, not just for others, but for you as well. Empathy helps in every area of life. In relationships, it builds trust. In the workplace, it makes you a better leader and teammate. In daily life, it helps you handle conflict with more grace. When you understand where someone is coming from, it's easier to be kind, patient, and respectful, even if you don't agree with them. Empathy softens your heart and opens your mind. It makes you a better communicator, a better friend, and a better human being. Some people are naturally more empathetic than others, but empathy is also a skill that can be developed. It starts with listening, not just hearing the words someone says, but paying attention to their tone, their body language, and what they're not saying. Are they tired? Nervous? Hurt? Happy but trying to hide it? Empathy means tuning in. It means being curious and caring enough to want to understand. When you listen with empathy, you're not listening to respond, you're listening to understand. You're not waiting for your turn to talk or thinking about what to say next. You're simply being there, fully. And that kind of listening changes everything. It deepens your connections. It helps people open up. And it teaches you things about others, and yourself, that you might not have known otherwise. Another important part of empathy is emotional awareness. That means being able to recognize your own emotions, and understanding how they affect your thoughts and actions. If you're feeling angry, stressed, or hurt, that will affect how you respond to others, whether you mean it to or not. By noticing your own emotional state, you can choose how you want to respond, instead of just reacting. This is especially important in tough conversations, where emotions can run high. Empathy helps you stay calm, stay open, and stay kind. One of the biggest barriers to empathy is judgment. When we judge others, their choices, their beliefs, their mistakes, we close the door to understanding. But empathy invites us to open that door again. It says, I may not have lived your life, but I want to understand it. I want to understand you. That doesn't mean you have to agree with everything. It means you choose compassion over criticism. And that choice changes everything. Empathy also means letting go of the need to always be right. In conversations, especially when we disagree, our first instinct is often to argue or defend our point of view. But empathy asks a different question: why does this person feel this way? That question opens the door to deeper understanding. It doesn't mean you have to change your beliefs. It means you're strong enough to listen to others with respect. Practicing empathy in daily life can be simple. It starts with paying attention. When someone is speaking to you, focus fully on them. Put your phone away. Make eye contact. Nod or respond gently to show you're listening. Ask questions like, how did that make you feel, or what was that like for you? These questions show that you care. And when people feel cared for, they respond with trust and warmth. You can also grow empathy by learning about lives different from your own. Read books by people from different cultures or backgrounds. Watch films that explore stories you haven't lived. Talk to people whose life experiences are different from yours. Ask about their challenges, their values, their hopes. The more you expose yourself to other ways of living, the more open your heart becomes. Empathy grows when you step outside your own world and walk, even briefly, in someone else's shoes. Sometimes empathy requires you to be vulnerable. It asks you to share a piece of your own heart. To say, I've felt that too, or I've been there. This creates a bond. It reminds others that they're not alone, and it reminds you that you're human, just like them. Vulnerability isn't Weakness, its strength. It shows courage, and people are deeply drawn to it. There may be times when empathy feels draining, especially if you're around people who are going through very difficult things. That's why self-care matters. Empathy doesn't mean you take on everyone else's pain as your own. It means you support others with love while also setting healthy limits. You can care deeply without losing yourself. In fact, the more you take care of your own emotional health, the more empathy you'll have to give. Empathy also plays a huge role in leadership. The best leaders aren't the ones who bark orders or pretend to have all the answers. They're the ones who understand their people, who listen, care, and respond with compassion. When a leader says, "I hear you," or "that must be frustrating," or "let's find a way forward together," they build loyalty, trust, and respect. That's what makes them charismatic. Not their title, but their heart. Empathy isn't just useful in emotional situations, it also helps in solving problems. When you understand how someone feels and what they need, you can find better solutions. You're not just fixing a surface issue, you're addressing the deeper concerns. This makes people feel seen and valued, and it leads to better outcomes for everyone involved. You don't need to be perfect at empathy to make a difference. You just need to try. Every time you choose to listen instead of judge, to understand instead of assume, and to respond with care instead of reaction, you're practicing empathy. And each small act of empathy adds up. It creates a world where people feel more connected, less alone, and more willing to open their hearts in return. Empathy also deepens your own life. When you understand others more fully, you start to understand yourself more fully too. You see your own emotions more clearly. You recognize your patterns, your triggers, your strengths. And you begin to grow. Empathy connects you not only to others but also to your deeper self. It helps you become a more thoughtful, compassionate, and emotionally strong person. It's easy to think of empathy as a soft skill, but make no mistake, it's incredibly powerful. It can break down walls, heal wounds, end fights, start friendships, and change the course of relationships. And in a world where so many people feel misunderstood or unseen, your empathy can be a light that makes someone's day, or even their life, a little brighter. To be charismatic is not just to speak well or lead boldly. It's to care, truly, deeply, and consistently. Empathy gives you that power. Not by making you louder, but by making you more human, more relatable, more kind. And in the end, that's what people remember. Not just what you said, but how you made them feel. And if you can make someone feel understood, you've done something extraordinary. So practice empathy every day. Start with one person. Listen a little longer. Ask a gentle question. Try to see the world through their eyes. Keep your heart open, even when it's hard. That's how empathy grows, moment by moment, one connection at a time. And as your empathy grows, so does your charisma. In a way that's real, lasting, and beautiful. Chapter 5, The Art of Expression. Communication is at the heart of charisma. How we express ourselves, through words, voice, and even silence, shapes how people understand and remember us. The way you speak, the stories you share, the emotions you show, and the energy you bring all add to your personal presence. This is what we call the art of expression. And just like drawing or playing music, this art is something you can learn, practice, and improve. You don't need to be a natural-born speaker to express yourself well. You just need to speak from the heart, and with care. We've all met people who light up a room when they speak. They're not always the smartest or the loudest, but they have something special. When they talk, you feel something, maybe inspired, comforted, or excited. That's the power of great expression. It turns everyday words into something alive. It connects people. And most importantly, it makes you memorable. The first step to better expression is knowing what you feel and what you want to say. It sounds simple, but many people skip this part. They speak without thinking or hide their real feelings behind safe words. But powerful expression starts with truth. If you don't know what's true for you, it's hard for others to connect with what you say. So take a moment before you speak. Ask yourself, what am I really feeling? What do I really mean? What do I want this person to understand? Once you're clear inside, the next step is speaking clearly outside. That means choosing simple, honest words that reflect what you feel. You don't need fancy language to be powerful. In fact, simple words often go deeper. Think of someone saying, "I'm proud of you," or "I understand," or "that hurt." These are not complicated sentences, but they're full of feeling, and they reach straight to the heart. That's real expression. Voice plays a big role, too. How you say something can matter as much as what you say. A kind voice can turn a correction into comfort. A strong voice can turn a simple idea into something powerful. A calm voice can settle a tense room. Pay attention to your tone, speed, and volume. Are you rushing? Mumbling? Sounding bored or unsure? Slow down. Breathe. Let your voice reflect your care and confidence. Speak like your words matter, because they do. Emotions are a big part of expression. Sometimes we think we should hide them to look strong or professional, but emotions are what make communication come alive. You don't need to cry or shout to be expressive. Even a small change in your face or tone can let people feel what you feel. If you're excited, let that show. If you're serious, let your voice slow down. When people can feel your emotions, they trust you more. You become more real, more human, and more charismatic. Another part of expression is storytelling. Telling stories is one of the oldest and most powerful ways to connect. We all love stories. They help us understand new ideas, feel new emotions, and remember what matters. Think of a time you heard someone share a personal story, maybe a struggle they went through, or a funny experience, or a lesson they learned. It probably stuck with you more than facts or advice ever could. That's the magic of storytelling. To be a great storyteller, you don't need to be dramatic or perfect. You just need to be real. Share your experiences in a way others can relate to. Keep it simple, and focus on the emotion. What were you feeling? What did you learn? What changed because of that moment? Whether you're speaking in a meeting, on a date, or with a group of friends, stories turn your message into something personal and powerful. Body language is also a huge part of expression, though we'll explore it more in the next chapter. Still, it's worth mentioning here because your body speaks even when your mouth doesn't. Your eyes, your hands, your posture, all of it sends messages. If you say, "I'm happy to see you," but you look away and don't smile, people won't believe your words. But if you say it while smiling and leaning in, they'll feel it. So be aware of what your body is saying. Make sure it matches your words. Expression isn't just about talking. It's also about listening. When someone else is speaking, the way you react, with your face, your posture, your tone, also expresses something. If you lean in, nod, and stay quiet when needed, it shows respect and interest. That kind of expression builds connection just as much as any speech. Some people struggle to express themselves because they're afraid of saying the wrong thing, being judged, or not being understood. That fear is natural, but it doesn't have to stop you. The more you practice expressing yourself, the more confident you'll become. Start small. Share one honest feeling. Speak one truth. Give one real compliment. The more you do it, the easier it gets. Authenticity is the soul of expression. When your words and actions come from a real place inside you, people feel it. They trust you. You don't have to impress people with perfect grammar or clever jokes. You just have to be honest, kind, and clear. When you speak from the heart, others will feel it in theirs. It's also important to adjust your expression based on the situation. This doesn't mean being fake. It means being thoughtful. How you speak to a child is different from how you speak in a job interview. How you express sadness to a close friend is different from how you might comfort a coworker. Being aware of your audience helps your message land in a way that's respectful and effective. You're not changing your truth, you're choosing the best way to share it. Sometimes, expression means being brave. It means saying something that feels hard. Maybe it's standing up for yourself, apologizing, or sharing a vulnerable truth. These moments can feel scary, but they're often the moments that build the deepest connections. When you express yourself with courage and care, people remember it. You inspire them to be brave, too. Expression is also a creative skill. It's not just for writers, artists, or speakers. Everyone can learn to express their ideas and feelings in ways that move others. Maybe you love writing, music, painting, or even dancing. These are all forms of expression, too. They help you share what's inside in ways words sometimes can't. Find what feels good for you, and let it be part of your voice in the world. As you practice the art of expression, be patient with yourself. Some days you'll speak clearly and feel great. Other days you might stumble or go quiet. That's okay. Expression isn't about being perfect. It's about being present. It's about showing up, again and again, with honesty and heart. Each time you do, you grow. You learn. You become more comfortable in your own skin. Here's a helpful tip: before an important conversation or speech, take a few minutes to breathe and focus. Ask yourself, what is the one thing I really want them to feel? Not just what you want them to know, but what you want them to feel. That feeling should guide how you speak, how you move, and what you say. Whether it's trust, warmth, strength, or joy, when your intention is clear, your expression becomes more powerful. In the end, the art of expression is about connection. It's about making others feel something real. It's about letting people see who you are, and inviting them to show who they are, too. When you express yourself with warmth, truth, and care, you make space for something beautiful, real human connection. And that's the heart of charisma. So speak up. Share your stories. Let your voice rise and fall. Let your face show emotion. Let your body say what words cannot. And most of all, let your expression reflect the truth of who you are, fully, honestly, and with heart. That is the art of expression. And the more you practice it, the more unforgettable you become. Chapter 6, Speaking Without Words, The Power of Body Language. Have you ever walked into a room and felt like someone noticed you before you even said a word? Or maybe you've met someone who smiled, nodded, and leaned in while you were talking, and you felt instantly comfortable. That's the power of body language. It's one of the most important ways we communicate, often even more powerful than our words. Body language is how we speak with our bodies. This includes our facial expressions, the way we move, how we sit or stand, our gestures, and even how close we are to others. Every little movement sends a message, whether we mean to or not. That's why learning how to use body language in a kind, confident, and clear way is a huge part of charisma. Most people don't realize how much they say with their body. In fact, studies have shown that over half of our communication is nonverbal, meaning it doesn't come from our words. So if your words are saying one thing, but your body is saying something different, people will usually believe your body. That's why it's important to make sure your body language matches what you really feel and what you want others to feel too. Let's start with the face, especially the eyes. Your face is full of tiny muscles that move when you feel emotions. A genuine smile can make people feel safe, welcome, and connected. A frown, or even a blank stare, can make people feel worried or unsure. Eye contact is especially powerful. When you look someone in the eyes, gently and warmly, it tells them, I see you. I'm here with you. Too much eye contact can feel intense, but too little can seem cold or dishonest. The key is balance. Look at people while they're talking to show that you're listening. And look away now and then to stay natural. Next is your posture, the way you hold your body. Confident people usually stand or sit up straight, with their shoulders back and chest open. This posture tells others, and your own brain, I feel strong and sure of myself. When you slouch, cross your arms tightly, or look down a lot, it can send a message that you feel nervous or closed off. Try to keep your body relaxed but upright. This helps you feel more confident and helps others feel more relaxed around you. Your hands and gestures also say a lot. Open hands, soft movements, and gestures that match your words show that you're open and honest. On the other hand, hiding your hands, fidgeting, or pointing too much can come across as nervous or aggressive. You don't have to wave your arms around, just use your hands naturally to add warmth and clarity to your words. 4. Example, when you say, I understand, placing your hand on your chest can make it feel more sincere. Another part of body language is your physical space, how close or far you are from someone. This is called personal space, and it can change based on the culture, relationship, or setting. In general, being too close can make people feel uncomfortable, while standing too far can seem distant or unfriendly. Pay attention to how others react. If someone steps back, give them a bit more space. If they lean in, it may be okay to do the same. Respecting space shows that you're aware and thoughtful. Movement also matters. The way you walk into a room can say a lot about you. Do you walk slowly and confidently, or do you rush and avoid eye contact? Do you seem calm or tense? Even your entrance can affect how people feel about you. A person with calm, open, steady movement feels more in control and welcoming. That's not about being perfect, it's about being present and comfortable in your own body. Body language also helps you connect with others on a deeper level. One powerful tool is mirroring, gently matching another person's body language. If someone is sitting relaxed with a smile, and you also sit in a relaxed way and smile, it creates a sense of connection. This doesn't mean copying everything someone does, that would feel strange. But small, natural. Mirroring helps people feel like you're in sync with them. It builds trust and comfort without a single word. Let's talk about nervous habits for a moment. Everyone has them. Maybe you bite your nails, tap your foot, play with your hair, or cross your arms tightly when you're anxious. These small actions may seem harmless, but they can send a message that you're unsure or uncomfortable. The good news is, once you become aware of these habits, you can change them. Replacing nervous movements with calm, open gestures not only makes others feel more at ease, it also helps you feel more grounded. Sometimes, the most powerful body language is silence. Just sitting quietly with someone, offering a nod, a kind smile, or a gentle look can say more than a long speech. In moments of emotion or tension, words may not be enough. But your presence, your calm breath, and your open body can give comfort and support. This is especially important in emotional conversations. Let your body say, "I'm here for you," even if your words fall short. Body language can also be a way to express joy, confidence, and energy. A wide smile, open arms, strong eye contact, or an excited posture can make people feel energized and inspired. When you're passionate about something, let it show. Let your whole body be involved in the message. That's part of what makes someone charismatic, their full expression, their aliveness, and their emotional honesty. Of course, body language can be misunderstood sometimes. That's why it's important to not only focus on what you are expressing, but also to watch what others are expressing. Learn to read the room. If someone looks bored, distracted, or uncomfortable, gently shift your energy or tone. If someone looks engaged and happy, keep going. Communication is always a two-way street, and paying attention to others' body language helps you become a more thoughtful speaker and listener. A big part of charisma is being fully present. People who have strong body language are usually very in the moment. They're not lost in their thoughts or rushing through their words. They're right here, with you. That's what gives them a sense of power and calm. You can practice this by focusing on your breath, relaxing your body, and really seeing the person you're talking to. Presence can't be faked. But when it's real, it's magnetic. Let's not forget, body language also helps you feel more confident on the inside. There's something called power posing, which means standing or sitting in a strong, open way for a few minutes. Studies have shown that doing this can actually change how you feel. Your brain starts to believe what your body is doing. So even if you feel nervous before a big talk, standing tall and breathing deeply can help shift your state of mind. Your body is a powerful tool, use it to support your confidence. In group settings, like meetings, classrooms, or social events, body language can help you stand out or blend in, depending on how you use it. If you want to show leadership, sit upright. Make eye contact with different people, and use your hands when you speak. If you want to support someone else, lean toward them slightly, nod while they talk, and smile when appropriate. These small signals help people feel included and understood. Sometimes, people confuse body language with acting. But charisma isn't about pretending. It's about showing your real self in a clear and caring way. The goal is not to look perfect, but to look present, open, and aligned with what you're saying. If your words are kind but your face looks angry, people get confused. If your words are brave but your body looks scared, people may not believe you. So take time to check in with your body. Ask, is my body telling the same story as my words? It's also okay to be quiet sometimes. Charisma doesn't mean being loud or taking up all the space. Some of the most charismatic people are gentle, calm, and soft-spoken, but their body language is warm, kind, and confident. They listen deeply. They smile with their eyes. They don't rush. And because of that, people feel drawn to them. They feel safe with them. That's charisma, too. Here's something important: everyone has their own body language style. Don't try to copy someone else completely. Learn from others, yes. But then make it your own. Your body is unique, and your way of moving can be a beautiful part of your personality. Whether you're animated or quiet, expressive or calm, there's room for all types. What matters most is honesty and intention. To grow your body language awareness, try this: watch yourself in a mirror when you talk. Or record yourself, just for practice, having a conversation or giving a short talk. Notice your facial expressions, hand movements, and posture. Are you open or closed? Relaxed or tense? Then watch someone you admire, maybe a speaker, leader, or friend, and see how they use their body. What makes them come alive? What draws you in? Learn from them, then practice in your own way. In the end, body language is a kind of emotional music. It flows beneath your words and carries your message into people's hearts. When your body speaks with honesty, care, and calm, people listen. They feel your words more deeply. They trust you more. And they remember not just what you said, but how you made them feel. So as you go through your day, remember, your body is always speaking. Let it speak with kindness. Let it speak with strength. Let it speak with presence. And as you become more aware of your body language, and more skilled at using it with care, your charisma will naturally grow. Chapter 7: Calm in the Storm, Managing Nervousness and Self-Doubt. Everyone feels nervous sometimes. Everyone has moments of doubt. It doesn't matter how confident, successful, or popular someone seems, fear still visits them. The truth is, being nervous or unsure of yourself is not a sign of weakness. It's a part of being human. But the way you handle those moments, how you stay calm in the storm, can make all the difference in your life and your charisma. Nervousness usually comes from fear. Fear of messing up. Fear of being judged. Fear of not being good enough. These fears can show up when you're about to speak in public, meet new people, go on a date, start a new job, or take a big risk. Your heart beats faster. Your hands sweat. Your mind races with what-ifs. You might feel like you want to run or hide. But you don't have to. Learning to stay calm when you feel nervous is one of the most powerful life skills you can build. It doesn't mean you'll never feel fear again. It means you'll learn how to feel it and still move forward anyway. That's real confidence. That's real strength. The first step is to notice your fear without fighting it. Don't pretend it's not there. Don't beat yourself up for feeling nervous. Just breathe and say to yourself, this is fear. And that's okay. When you accept what you feel, you take away some of its power. The fear doesn't control you anymore, you are watching it. That small shift in awareness gives you room to choose your next move. Breathing is one of the best tools you have to calm your body and mind. When you're nervous, your breathing becomes fast and shallow. This tells your brain, something is wrong. But if you slow your breath, deep in through your nose, out through your mouth, your brain gets a different message: I'm safe. Try this: breathe in for 4 counts, hold for 4 counts, breathe Out for 4 counts. Do this for a few minutes. You'll feel your body begin to relax, and your thoughts will slow down too. Another powerful trick is to change how you talk to yourself. Self-doubt often shows up as a voice in your head saying things like, "I'm going to fail," or "everyone will think I'm stupid." These thoughts aren't facts, they're fears. And you don't have to believe them. Instead, try talking to yourself like a kind friend would. Say things like, "I've prepared for this," or "I don't need to be perfect, just real," or "It's okay to be nervous. I can handle this." Kind, encouraging self-talk can calm your nerves and build your confidence from the inside out. It also helps to focus on your intention, not your image. When we're nervous, we often worry about how we look or how we're being judged. But that makes fear worse. A better approach is to shift your focus away from yourself and onto your purpose. Ask yourself, what am I here to give, or how can I help or connect with this person or group? When your heart is focused on giving, not proving, your fear becomes smaller. You remember why you're doing this in the first place. Preparation is another powerful way to reduce fear. When you take time to get ready, you feel more in control. Whether it's practicing a speech, preparing for a job interview, or planning what you want to say to someone important, preparation gives your brain something solid to hold onto. It says, "I've done the work. I'm ready." You can't control everything, but you can always prepare. That alone brings calm. Another helpful habit is visualization. This means closing your eyes and imagining yourself doing well. Picture yourself walking into the room calmly, speaking with confidence, smiling, and connecting with others. Feel the emotions you want to feel: peace, strength, clarity. This kind of mental practice helps train your brain to believe it's possible. Athletes, performers, and leaders use this tool all the time. You can too. It's also important to be kind to your body. Lack of sleep, too much caffeine, not enough food or water, these things make anxiety worse. When your body is tense, your mind becomes tense too. So take care of your health. Move your body. Eat well. Drink water. Get enough rest. These basic habits give you the energy and balance you need to face challenges with grace. Sometimes nervousness shows up because we're putting too much pressure on ourselves to be perfect. We think, "I can't make a mistake," or "if I mess this up, I'll ruin everything." But perfection is an illusion. No one is perfect. And chasing perfection only adds more fear. What matters more is being real, being kind, and doing your best. People connect more with your honesty than with your polish. They don't need you to be flawless, they need you to be you. Let's also talk about mistakes. Everyone makes them. Even the most confident, talented, and experienced people mess up. The difference is how they handle it. When something goes wrong, you have a choice. You can panic and fall apart, or you can laugh, breathe, adjust, and keep going. Most people won't even notice your mistake unless you make a big deal out of it. And even if they do, they'll respect you more for staying calm and human. Some people find it helpful to have a calming ritual before important moments. This could be a favorite song, a prayer, a quiet walk, or repeating a calming phrase like, "I've got this," or just breathe. Rituals signal to your brain that it's time to shift into a more focused, calm state. Over time, your brain learns to relax when you do that ritual. It becomes a helpful habit. Building calm confidence is also about practice. The more you face your fears, even in small Ways, the stronger you become. Start with low-stress situations. Speak up in a group of friends. Make small talk with a stranger. Share your opinion in a meeting. Each time you do, you teach your brain, I can handle this. Slowly, your comfort zone expands. And what once felt scary becomes natural. Another tool is grounding. When you feel overwhelmed, bring your attention back to your senses. Feel your feet on the floor. Notice the texture of the chair you're sitting on. Listen to the sounds in the room. Name 5 things you can see. These simple actions bring you back into the present moment. Fear lives in the future, in what-if thoughts. But peace lives in the now. Grounding helps you return to now. It's also helpful to remember that most people are more focused on themselves than on judging you. We often think, everyone's watching me, but the truth is, most people are too busy worrying about their own lives. Even if someone does notice your nerves, they'll likely understand, because they've felt it too. You're not alone in this. Charisma doesn't mean you never feel nervous. It means you learn how to stay steady when nerves come. It means you let your heart lead, not your fear. And the truth is, people are often drawn to someone who is honest about their nerves but still shows up. That's real courage. That's inspiring. Here's something important, self-doubt often shows up when we compare ourselves to others. We think someone else is smarter, cooler, better looking, or more successful. But comparison is a trap. Everyone has their own story. Everyone has their own struggles. The only person you need to compare yourself to is the you from yesterday. Focus on your own growth. Be proud of your steps, no matter how small. You are more capable than you think. You've already faced so many challenges in life. You've made it through tough days, hard choices, and times when you didn't know what to do. That strength is still inside you. And each time you choose calm over panic, courage over fear, kindness over pressure, you become even stronger. Finally, surround yourself with people who lift you up. We all need support. Talk to a friend before a big moment. Ask for encouragement. Let someone remind you of your strength. And when someone else feels nervous, be the person who helps them feel calm and seen. Charisma grows when we lift each other. In the end, nervousness and self-doubt are not your enemies. They're signs that you care. They're signals that you're stepping out of your comfort zone. And that's where growth happens. You don't have to wait until you feel fearless to take action. You just have to feel ready enough to begin. So the next time fear visits, smile gently and say, I see you, but you don't control me. Breathe. Focus. Show up. Speak with care. And trust yourself. You're stronger, braver, and more capable than you realize. And every time you stay calm in the storm, your light shines a little brighter. Chapter 8, The Magic of Storytelling. Everyone loves a good story. From the time we are children, stories have the power to capture our attention, spark our imagination, and touch our hearts. They make us laugh, cry, and think deeply. And when used with care and purpose, storytelling becomes one of the most powerful tools for charisma. Think about the most memorable speakers or leaders you've seen. Chances are, they didn't just throw facts at you. They shared a story. Maybe it was about their childhood, a tough decision they had to make, or a funny moment from their everyday life. That story made them human. It made you listen. It made you feel something. That's what stories do. The magic of storytelling comes from connection. When you tell a story, you invite people into your world. You're not just giving information, you're creating a shared experience. And when people feel that experience with you, they remember you. That's charisma. But here's the good news. You don't need to be a great writer, actor, or speaker to be a great storyteller. You just need to be real. You already have everything you need. You've lived. You've learned. You've felt joy, fear, love, pain, and wonder. Inside you is a library of stories. Moments that have shaped you, taught you, and revealed who you are. All you need to do is learn how to share them in a way that others can feel and understand. So where do you start? Begin with a moment. A single, simple memory. It could be big, like moving to a new city or failing at something important. Or it could be small, like a walk with a friend, a lesson from your grandparent, or a kind word from a stranger. The size doesn't matter. What matters is the feeling inside the moment. That's what people will connect to. A good story has three main parts: a beginning, a middle, and an end. In the beginning, set the scene. Where were you? Who was there? What was going on? Give just enough detail for the listener to picture it. In the middle, bring in the conflict or turning point. What happened that made the moment matter? Maybe something went wrong. Maybe something surprised you. Maybe you had to make a choice. This is where the emotion lives. And in the end, share what changed. What did you learn? How did it affect you? What's the message or takeaway? That's what turns a story into something meaningful. Let's look at a simple example. Imagine you're trying to explain why kindness matters. You could just say, kindness is important. But that's just a statement. Instead, you tell a story. When I was in school, I once forgot my lunch and had no money to buy food. I was embarrassed and hungry. Then a classmate I barely knew came over and handed me a sandwich and a juice. He didn't say much, just smiled. That small act stayed with me for years. It reminded me that even small kindnesses can leave a big mark. See the difference? Now you're not just telling people what to think. You're helping them feel it. That's what makes stories so special. They work through emotion, not just logic. And emotion is what people remember. Here's something else to know: the best stories don't make you look perfect. They make you look real. If every story you tell is about how smart, brave, or talented you are, people may admire you, but they may not connect with you. But when you share your struggles, mistakes, doubts, and fears, and how you grew from them, people relate. They see themselves in you. And that creates trust. This is especially important in leadership, relationships, and public speaking. People want to know that you understand them. That you've been through hard things too. That you've learned lessons the hard way. Vulnerability builds connection. And storytelling is one of the best ways to show that vulnerability without forcing it. So how can you become a better storyteller? First, pay attention to your life. Notice the small moments. A conversation that touched you. A challenge that surprised you. A joke that made you laugh harder than usual. Write these moments down. Keep a story journal if you want. The more you practice noticing stories, the more you'll see them everywhere. Second, practice telling your stories out loud. This might feel awkward at first, but it's the best way to get better. Tell a story to a friend, to your reflection in the mirror, or record yourself on your phone. Listen for the parts where your voice lifts or drops. Notice where you pause or Stumble. This helps you find your natural storytelling rhythm. Third, focus on the feeling. The facts of a story matter, but the feeling is what people care about. Ask yourself, what do I want the listener to feel at the end of this story? Do you want them to feel inspired, touched, encouraged, amused? That feeling should guide how you tell it. Fourth, keep it simple. You don't need to make your story long or dramatic. In fact, some of the best stories are just 1 or 2 minutes long. A short story, told with heart, can be more powerful than a long one filled with details. Less is often more. Fifth, use your voice and body to bring the story to life. When you speak, your tone, pace, facial expressions, and hand movements help paint the picture. If something was scary, let your voice go quiet. If something was exciting, let your voice speed up. These small changes make a big difference in how people experience your story. Let's talk about using stories in everyday life. You don't have to wait for a stage or an audience. You can use stories in meetings, in interviews, on dates, during family dinners, or even in casual conversations. Instead of saying, "My weekend was good," you might say, "We went hiking, and at the top of the hill, there was this view that made me stop and just breathe. It reminded me how much I need nature sometimes." That's a story. A simple one, but it gives the other person something to feel and respond to. Stories also help in teaching and leading. If you're trying to explain an idea, sharing a story can help people understand and remember it. If you're managing a team, a story about your own early mistakes can help your team feel less afraid of failing. If you're a parent or a mentor, your stories become the lessons you pass down. Even in conflict, stories help. Instead of blaming or accusing, you can say, "When that happened, I felt like I was back in a place where I didn't feel heard." Now you're not attacking, you're sharing. That opens the door for real conversation. One of the most powerful kinds of stories is your origin story, the story of where you come from, what shaped you, and what drives you. This story helps others understand your values and motivations. It gives them a reason to believe in you. You don't need to tell it all the time, but knowing your own story, and being able to share it when it matters, is a key part of charisma. Here's an exercise you can try. Think of 3 life moments that changed you. They could be good or bad, big or small. For each one, write down: what happened? What did I feel? What did I learn? How did it shape who I am today? These stories are part of your charisma toolkit. You can use them to inspire, teach, comfort, or connect. Also, remember, the story doesn't always have to be about you. Sharing someone else's story with respect can also be powerful. You can say, "My friend once told me this story," or "I read something that really moved me." That allows you to bring in other voices and add depth to your message. In the end, storytelling is not about performing, it's about connecting. It's about being human with other humans. It's about sharing what matters in a way that touches hearts and minds. When you tell a story with honesty, care, and purpose, people lean in. They listen. They remember. And they see you, not just as a speaker, but as a person. That's why storytelling is magic. It turns your life into something that can help others. It turns your voice into something people want to follow. And it turns you into someone people feel connected to, and that is the heart of charisma. So tell your stories. Tell them with heart. Tell them with truth. And trust that they matter. Because they do. Your stories are part of your gift to the world. And every time you share them, your light grows a little brighter. Chapter 9, Mastering the Flow of Conversation. Conversation is one of the most important ways we connect with others. It's how we share ideas, build relationships, and understand the world around us. Yet, many people find conversations tricky. Sometimes, the words don't come easily. Sometimes, there are awkward silences or moments when you don't know what to say next. But learning to master the flow of conversation can unlock new doors in your personal and professional life, and it's a key part of developing charisma. At its heart, conversation is a dance, a give and take between two or more people. Like any dance, it requires attention, rhythm, and connection. When the flow is smooth, you feel understood, engaged, and even energized. When it's awkward or one-sided, it feels tiring, confusing, or frustrating. The good news is, anyone can learn how to keep the conversation flowing naturally. One of the first things to understand about conversation is that it's more than just talking. It's about listening. Real listening. Not just waiting for your turn to speak, but truly hearing what the other person is saying. When you listen deeply, you pick up on the meaning behind the words, the emotions, the hopes, the concerns. This allows you to respond with understanding, which keeps the conversation alive and meaningful. To listen well, you need to be present. That means giving the other person your full attention. Put away your phone. Look them in the eyes. Nod or smile to show you're engaged. Resist the urge to interrupt or finish their sentences. Instead, let them express their thoughts fully. When you do this, people feel respected and valued, and they naturally want to keep talking with you. Another important skill is asking good questions. Questions are the bridges that connect one idea to the next. They show curiosity and interest, which makes people feel seen and appreciated. But not all questions are created equal. Open-ended questions, those that can't be answered with a simple yes or no, are best for keeping conversations going. For example, instead of asking, "Did you have a good weekend?" you might ask, "What was the best part of your weekend?" The second question invites a story or more detailed answer, giving you something to build on. At the same time, avoid turning the conversation into an interrogation. If you ask too many questions in a row, it can feel like a test. Balance questions with sharing your own thoughts and stories. Conversation is a two-way street. When you share about yourself, it helps others feel safe to open up too. This is called reciprocity. For example, if someone tells you about a challenge at work, you might respond by sharing a similar experience you had. This back and forth builds trust and deepens connection. It's also important to be aware of the natural flow of topics. Sometimes a conversation moves from one subject to another smoothly, like talking about travel, then food, then hobbies. Other times, the shift can feel abrupt or confusing. A good way to transition is to link the new topic to something you just heard. For example, you mentioned you love hiking. Have you ever been to the mountains nearby? This keeps the thread connected. Pay attention to nonverbal cues too. People often communicate more through body language, tone, and facial expressions than through words. If someone looks bored, distracted, or uncomfortable, it might be time to change the topic or wrap up. If they lean in, smile, or nod, they're probably interested and want to keep going. Silences in conversation are normal. They don't have to be awkward. Sometimes, a pause gives everyone a moment to think or breathe. Don't feel pressured to fill every silence with words. Instead, Be comfortable with the quiet. It shows confidence and gives space for deeper thoughts to emerge. Managing your own nervousness in conversation is also key. When people feel anxious, they might talk too fast, ramble, or freeze up. Taking slow, deep breaths can help calm your mind. Remember that most people feel a little nervous sometimes, and that's okay. The more you practice, the easier conversations become. Another tip is to be curious, not judgmental. When you listen with an open mind, without rushing to form opinions or give advice, people feel safe to share honestly. This creates a positive environment where conversation flows naturally. Sometimes conversations don't flow well because of misunderstandings or disagreements. When this happens, stay calm and respectful. Ask clarifying questions like, "Can you tell me more about what you mean?" or "Help me understand your point." Showing a willingness to understand rather than argue helps keep the dialogue open. Humor is another wonderful tool to ease the flow. A light joke or playful comment can break tension and create warmth. But be mindful of the situation and the other person's feelings. Humor that offends or excludes will shut down conversation. As you master the flow of conversation, you'll notice something wonderful: people will start to seek you out. They'll enjoy talking with you because you make them feel heard, understood, and valued. That is the heart of charisma.in practice. You might try starting conversations with simple greetings and questions. 4. Example, at a party you could say, "Hi, I'm, your name. How do you know the host?" This is an easy way to begin. Then, listen and respond naturally. Remember, conversations aren't about impressing others or having all the right answers. They're about connection. When you focus on genuine interest and kindness, the words will come more easily. In conclusion, mastering the flow of conversation is a skill anyone can learn. It takes practice, patience, and a willingness to listen and share honestly. When you do this, you build bridges with others, deepen relationships, and naturally boost your charisma. So next time you talk with someone, remember to listen deeply, ask with curiosity, share your own story, and enjoy the dance of conversation. Chapter 10, Building Rapport Quickly. Imagine meeting someone new and, within just a few minutes, feeling like you've known each other for years. That easy, natural connection is called rapport. It's one of the most important skills you can develop if you want to be charismatic and build strong relationships quickly. Whether you're at work, at a party, or meeting someone for the first time, knowing how to build rapport can make your interactions smoother, more enjoyable, and more meaningful. So, what exactly is rapport? Simply put, rapport is a feeling of trust, understanding, and connection between people. It's when two or more people feel comfortable with each other, are on the same wavelength, and enjoy each other's company. When you have rapport with someone, conversations flow easily, people open up, and there's a sense of harmony. Building rapport quickly might sound difficult or like something only naturally charming people can do. But it's a skill, not just a talent. That means you can learn it, practice it, and get better. And the good news is, there are simple, practical steps anyone can take to create rapport fast. The first key to building rapport is genuine interest. People can tell when you're truly interested in them versus when you're just being polite or trying to get something from them. To show real interest, you need to focus fully on the other person. Listen to what they say, notice their tone, their expressions, and their body language. Ask thoughtful questions based on what they share. When you pay attention like this, it sends a clear message: you matter. I want to know you. This leads to the second important part of building rapport: active listening. Active listening means fully concentrating on the speaker, understanding their message, responding thoughtfully, and remembering what they said. It's different from just hearing words. When you listen actively, you respond in ways that show you're engaged, nodding, summarizing what they said, asking questions for clarity, and sharing small comments like, "I see," or "that sounds interesting." This makes people feel valued and encourages them to open up more. Another powerful way to build rapport quickly is by finding common ground. People naturally connect over things they share, interests, experiences, values, or even small details like a favorite food or hometown. Early in the conversation, look for these shared points. For example, if you learn someone loves hiking and you do too, you can talk about favorite trails or funny stories from your hikes. This shared connection creates a feeling of, we understand each other, which deepens the bond. Sometimes common ground is not obvious at first. In that case, showing curiosity about the other person's world helps. Ask open-ended questions about their interests, work, family, or hobbies. The goal is not just to collect facts but to find the threads that connect you both. The next step is mirroring. Mirroring means subtly copying the other person's body language, speech patterns, or energy levels. For example, if the person you're talking to speaks slowly and calmly, you might match that pace. If they use certain words or phrases, you might use similar language. This unconscious technique makes people feel more comfortable because it signals similarity and understanding. But be careful to keep it natural. If it feels fake or exaggerated, it can backfire. A very important part of building rapport is being authentic. People can sense when you're pretending or trying too hard. Being genuine means being yourself, honest, open, and sincere. It also means being respectful of differences and not trying to change who you are just to please others. Authenticity builds trust because it shows you're comfortable with yourself and value the other person enough to be real with them. Humor can also be a helpful tool for building rapport quickly. Light, positive humor breaks the ice and eases tension. Sharing a smile, a joke, or a funny story creates warmth and makes people feel relaxed. But remember to keep humor kind and appropriate for the situation. Nonverbal communication plays a huge role in building rapport too. Your facial expressions, eye contact, posture, and gestures all send messages. For example, maintaining gentle eye contact shows you're paying attention and interested. Smiling warmly invites connection. Leaning slightly towards someone signals you're engaged. These small cues create a welcoming atmosphere. On the other hand, crossing your arms, avoiding eye contact, or looking distracted can create distance. Being aware of your own body language and adjusting it to match the friendly vibe you want to create is a simple but powerful way to build rapport. In some situations, building rapport quickly is especially important, like in job interviews, client meetings, or networking events. In these moments, you might only have a few minutes to create a connection. Here, a warm greeting, a confident but friendly smile, and a sincere compliment can go a long way. For example, "I really like your presentation style," or "That's a great tie." It shows you have style, can help break the ice and start positive interactions. It's also useful to pay attention to cultural differences in communication and rapport building. What is friendly and open in one culture might be different in another. Being respectful, observant, and adaptable will help you connect with a wide variety of people. Building rapport is not about rushing or forcing a connection. It's about creating a space where both people feel safe, respected, and understood. When you build this space quickly, conversations feel effortless, and relationships grow naturally. Here are some practical tips to practice building rapport. Start with a warm smile and eye contact. It sets a positive tone right away. Use the person's name early in the conversation. People love hearing their own name. Ask open-ended questions that invite stories and feelings. Listen actively, and respond with empathy. Share a little about yourself to create balance. Look for common interests or experiences. Match your body language to theirs subtly. Use humor gently to lighten the mood. Be authentic and honest. Respect personal space and cultural differences. As you practice these steps, building rapport will become easier and more natural. You'll find people opening up to you more quickly, conversations flowing effortlessly, and connections deepening. In the end, building rapport is about kindness and connection. It's about showing up fully for others and inviting them to do the same for you. When you master this skill, you don't just make friends or network, you create lasting relationships built on trust and respect. And that's the true power of charisma. Chapter 11, Navigating Difficult People with Grace. No matter where you go or who you meet, at some point you will encounter difficult people. These are people who challenge your patience, push your buttons, or bring negative energy into your life. Difficult people may be stubborn, rude, overly critical, or just hard to get along with. But how you respond to these challenges says a lot about your character and your charisma. Instead of reacting with frustration, anger, or avoidance, mastering the art of handling difficult people with grace can protect your peace and even strengthen your relationships. It can make you more confident, calm, and respected. In this chapter, we'll explore how to stay composed, understand others, and respond in ways that keep you in control. First, let's understand why people can be difficult. Often, it's not about you personally. Many times, difficult behavior comes from stress, fear, insecurity, or past experiences. When someone is harsh or negative, it might be their way of coping with their own problems. Remembering this helps you stay compassionate rather than angry. The first step in navigating difficult people is to stay calm. When someone provokes you, it's natural to feel defensive or upset. But reacting with anger usually makes things worse. Take a deep breath. Slow down your response. This simple pause helps you avoid saying something you'll regret. It also gives you a moment to think clearly. Next, try to listen carefully. Even if the other person is aggressive or rude, there might be a reason behind their behavior. Listen not just to the words but to the feelings beneath them. Are they hurt? Frustrated? Feeling misunderstood? Sometimes just feeling heard can calm someone down. Using "I" statements is a useful communication technique. Instead of saying, "You're being difficult," try saying, "I feel frustrated when this happens." This way, you express your feelings without blaming the other person, which reduces defensiveness. Setting boundaries is also very important. Grace doesn't mean letting people treat you badly. It means standing up for yourself respectfully. If someone is disrespectful, you can calmly say, "I want to have a good conversation, but I need us to speak respectfully." Clear boundaries help protect your self-respect and guide the other person toward better behavior. Sometimes, it's best to agree to disagree. You don't have to win every argument or convince everyone to see things your way. Accepting differences peacefully is a sign of strength, not weakness. This doesn't mean giving up your values but choosing when to let go for the sake of peace. When possible, try to find common ground. Even with difficult people, there are often areas you both care about or agree on. Highlighting these can build a bridge for better understanding. If you find yourself in a heated discussion, use the power of pause. If emotions run high, suggest taking a break and returning to the conversation later. This helps everyone cool down and think more clearly. It's also important to take care of your own emotional health. Difficult interactions can be draining. Practice self-care through exercise, hobbies, meditation, or talking to supportive friends. The stronger and calmer you feel inside, the easier it is to face challenges with grace. Sometimes, the best way to handle difficult people is simply to limit your time with them. If someone constantly drains your energy or affects your mood negatively, it's okay to step back. Grace includes protecting yourself by choosing who you spend time with. A powerful tool in dealing with difficult people is empathy. Trying to see things from their perspective helps you respond with kindness rather than frustration. Ask yourself, what might they be feeling right now? What challenges could they be facing? This understanding softens your reaction and opens the door for compassion. Humor can also help diffuse tension. A light, kind joke or a warm smile can break the ice and ease anger. But be careful to avoid sarcasm or humor that could hurt feelings or escalate conflict. In some cases, difficult people behave that way because they want control or attention. Staying confident and calm shows that you are not easily shaken. This quiet strength often earns respect and can change the dynamic. It's also useful to develop your emotional intelligence, the ability to recognize and manage your emotions and understand others. Emotional intelligence helps you stay balanced and respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. If the situation allows, offer positive feedback when the difficult person does something good. This can encourage better behavior and improve your relationship. Let's not forget forgiveness. Holding on to anger or resentment only hurts you. Forgiving doesn't mean forgetting or accepting bad behavior. It means freeing yourself from the weight of negative emotions, which helps you move on with peace. Finally, practice patience. Change takes time. People don't usually become easier to deal with overnight. Your calm, respectful approach may slowly influence others, and over time, relationships can improve. To summarize, navigating difficult people with grace involves staying calm, listening deeply, setting boundaries, showing empathy, and choosing your responses wisely. It means protecting your peace while maintaining kindness. When you handle challenges this way, you become a person others admire, someone who shines with quiet strength and true charisma. Next time you face a difficult person, remember these tools. Breathe deeply, listen carefully. Speak kindly but firmly, and hold your space with grace. You'll find that difficult moments become opportunities to grow, connect, and lead with your best self. Chapter 12, Sustaining Charisma in Leadership. Leadership is more than just giving orders or making decisions. True leadership is about inspiring people, building trust, and guiding others toward a common goal. One of the most powerful qualities a leader can have is charisma, that special ability to attract, motivate, and connect with people. But charisma isn't something you have one day and lose the next. To be an effective leader, you need to sustain your charisma over time. In this chapter, we will explore how to keep your charisma strong and genuine as a leader, so you can continue to influence and uplift others in a positive way. First, let's understand what charisma means in leadership. Charisma is that natural charm and energy that makes people want to follow you. It's not about being loud or flashy. It's about being confident, warm, and trustworthy. People are drawn to leaders who seem authentic, passionate, and caring. They want to believe in the leader's vision and feel inspired by their example. Sustaining charisma means maintaining those qualities consistently, even when things get tough. Leadership often comes with challenges, stress, criticism, difficult decisions. It's easy to lose your spark or become disconnected from the people you lead. That's why it's important to develop habits that keep your charisma alive. One key habit is self-awareness. Great leaders know themselves well. They understand their strengths and weaknesses, their emotions, and how they affect others. Being self-aware helps you stay grounded and authentic. It also allows you to adapt your style to different situations without losing your core values. Another important practice is continuous learning. Charismatic leaders stay curious and open-minded. They seek feedback and use it to improve. They read, study, and listen to others. This growth mindset helps you stay fresh and relevant, which keeps people interested and inspired. Showing genuine care for your team is essential to sustaining charisma. When people feel valued and supported, they naturally trust and respect their leader more. Taking time to listen, recognize efforts, and celebrate successes builds a positive atmosphere where charisma can thrive. Being consistent is also vital. People notice when a leader's words and actions match. If you promise something, follow through. If you show kindness one day but are distant the next, it creates confusion. Consistency builds reliability and confidence, which are key parts of charisma. Leaders also need to manage their energy and well-being. Leading others requires stamina. If you're tired, stressed, or burnt out, your charisma will fade. Prioritize self-care by getting enough rest, eating well, exercising, and taking breaks. When you feel good physically and mentally, your natural energy shines through. Communicating with clarity and passion helps sustain your charisma too. People want to hear a leader who speaks with conviction and enthusiasm. Share your vision clearly. Use stories and examples to make your message relatable and memorable. When you speak from the heart, others feel it and are more likely to follow. Flexibility is important as well. Charismatic leaders are not rigid. They listen to new ideas, accept mistakes, and adjust their approach when needed. This openness builds trust and shows confidence, not weakness. Building a strong support network can also help you maintain charisma. Surround yourself with people who encourage and challenge you in positive ways. Mentors, peers, and friends provide advice, motivation, and perspective when leadership gets tough. It's also useful to practice emotional intelligence, the ability to understand and manage your emotions and those of others. This helps you respond thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively. Emotional intelligence strengthens relationships and keeps your leadership inspiring. In times of crisis or conflict, charismatic leaders show calmness and confidence. They don't panic or blame others. Instead, they focus on solutions and keep the team motivated. This steady presence reassures people and reinforces your leadership charisma. Remember, charisma is not about perfection. It's about being real, caring, and committed. When you make mistakes, admit them openly and learn from them. Vulnerability creates connection and trust. Finally, keep your purpose and values clear. Knowing why you lead and what you stand for keeps your charisma authentic. It reminds you and others of the bigger picture, even when daily tasks feel overwhelming. In summary, sustaining charisma in leadership takes effort and awareness. It means knowing yourself, caring for others, communicating passionately, staying consistent, and taking care of your energy. It's about leading with heart and staying true to your values. When you nurture your charisma over time, you become a leader who inspires lasting loyalty, respect, and success. Your influence grows not because of power or position but because of who you are, a confident, caring, and genuine leader. Chapter 13, The Role of Humor in Charisma. Humor is a wonderful tool that can bring people together, lighten tense moments, and make you more approachable. When used well, humor is a key ingredient in building charisma. It helps you connect with others, show your personality, and create a positive atmosphere. In this chapter, we'll explore why humor matters for charisma, how to use it effectively, and how it can transform your interactions for the better. First, let's understand what humor really is. Humor is the ability to see the lighter side of life, to find joy, and to share that joy with others. It's not about telling jokes all the time or being a comedian, but about bringing smiles and laughter naturally into your conversations. Humor shows that you don't take yourself too seriously and that you can enjoy life's moments, even the difficult ones. Why is humor so important for charisma? For one, it breaks down barriers. When you make someone laugh, you create an instant bond. People feel more relaxed and open around you. Humor also signals confidence because it takes courage to be playful and light-hearted, especially in serious situations. A leader or friend who can balance seriousness with humor seems more human and relatable. Another reason humor boosts charisma is that it helps manage stress. Life is full of challenges, and humor is a powerful way to cope. When you bring humor into tough situations, you reduce tension and invite others to breathe and smile. This creates a positive energy that others want to be around. But how do you use humor in a way that truly enhances your charisma? The first rule is to keep humor positive and inclusive. Avoid jokes that put others down or make fun of people unfairly. Negative humor might get laughs at first, but it damages trust and respect. Instead, use humor that lifts people up and makes everyone feel welcome. Self-deprecating humor, where you gently joke about yourself, can be very effective if done right. It shows humility and confidence because you're willing to laugh at your own quirks. However, be careful not to overdo it or make yourself the constant target, as that can lower your perceived confidence. Timing is also crucial. Good humor fits naturally into the flow of conversation. It's not about forcing jokes or interrupting serious talks. Instead, look for moments where a light comment or funny observation will ease the mood or deepen connection. Pay attention to your audience. What's funny to one group may not be to another. Cultural differences, age, and personality all influence what humor works best. Being sensitive to these factors shows respect and awareness, both important for charisma. Body language and tone help deliver humor well. A warm smile, playful eye contact, and a gentle tone invite others to join in the fun. Avoid sarcasm or biting remarks, which can be misunderstood or hurt feelings. Another way humor builds charisma is by making you memorable. People enjoy being around someone who can make them laugh and feel good. When you add humor to your personality, you stand out from others and become more likable. Humor also encourages creativity and openness. When people laugh together, they feel safer sharing ideas and expressing themselves. This can lead to better teamwork, deeper friendships, and more enjoyable social experiences. It's important to remember that humor is a skill that can be practiced and improved. If you're shy or feel you're not funny, start small. Try smiling more, sharing light-hearted stories from your life, or noticing funny things around you and mentioning them. Over time, you'll become more comfortable using humor naturally. Be open to laughing at yourself and not taking mistakes too seriously. This attitude invites others to relax and do the same. Humor can also help you recover gracefully from awkward moments or mistakes. A simple joke or light comment can turn embarrassment into connection. However, humor should never be used to avoid serious conversations or responsibilities. It's a tool to support connection, not a shield to hide behind. In leadership, humor is especially powerful. Leaders who can laugh and encourage laughter create positive environments that boost morale and creativity. They show they're approachable and human. This builds trust and loyalty. In social situations, humor makes you more magnetic. People want to be near those who bring joy and fun. Your charisma grows because you're sharing positive energy that others naturally gravitate toward. In conclusion, humor plays a vital role in charisma. It breaks down walls, creates connection, relieves stress, and makes you memorable and likable. By using positive, well-timed humor and being sensitive to your audience, you can enhance your charm and deepen your relationships. Practice smiling, sharing light moments, and embracing the joy of laughter. As you do, you'll find your charisma growing stronger, your connections richer, and your life more enjoyable. Chapter 14, The Art of Persuasion. Persuasion is the ability to influence others to see your point of view, agree with your ideas, or take action you suggest. It's a powerful skill that can open doors in your personal life, career, and social interactions. When combined with charisma, persuasion becomes even more effective. Because people are naturally drawn to you and trust your intentions. In this chapter, we'll explore how persuasion works, why it's important for charisma, and how you can become a more persuasive person using simple, honest techniques. First, it's important to understand that persuasion is not about manipulation or forcing people to do something against their will. True persuasion is about respectful influence, helping others understand your ideas and feel motivated to join you because they see the benefits clearly. At the heart of persuasion is trust. People will only be persuaded if they trust you. That means being honest, authentic, and respectful. If you try to trick or pressure people, you might get what you want in the short term, but you'll lose credibility and harm your relationships. One of the most famous experts on persuasion, Dr. Robert Cialdini, identified 6 key principles that help people say yes more often: reciprocity, commitment and consistency, social proof, authority, liking, and scarcity. Let's look at these in simple terms. Reciprocity means people like to return favors. When you help someone or show kindness first, they feel more willing to support you in return. So, being generous with your time, attention, or help builds goodwill that makes persuasion easier. Commitment and consistency means people want to act in ways that match what they have said or done before. If you can get someone to agree to a small request or idea first, they are more likely to agree to bigger requests later. This works because people like to be consistent and avoid feeling like they're changing their minds too often. Social proof means people look to others to decide how to act, especially in uncertain situations. If you can show that others support your idea or have benefited from it, people are more likely to agree. For example, mentioning positive testimonials or examples helps persuade. Authority means people trust and follow those who seem knowledgeable or expert. If you can demonstrate your expertise or show credentials, people will take your words more seriously. Liking means people are more easily persuaded by those they like. Being friendly, warm, and genuine helps build this liking. People want to say yes to friends. Scarcity means people value things that seem rare or limited. Highlighting what might be lost or what is unique about your idea can create a sense of urgency. While these principles are helpful, the way you communicate matters just as much. Here are Some key communication skills that boost your persuasive power. 1. Clarity. Speak simply and clearly. Avoid confusing jargon or complicated explanations. The easier your message is to understand, the more likely people will accept it. 2. Storytelling. Stories engage emotions and make ideas memorable. Share real life examples or personal experiences to illustrate your points. 3. Listening. Persuasion is a two-way street. Listen to others' views, concerns, and questions. When people feel heard, they are more open to your ideas. 4. Empathy. Understand the other person's needs, feelings, and motivations. Tailor your message to what matters most to them. 5. Confidence. Speak with conviction but not arrogance. Confidence inspires trust. 6. Positive body language. Maintain good eye contact, open posture, and friendly expressions. These nonverbal cues support your words. Another important aspect of persuasion is knowing when to say no yourself. People respect those who have boundaries and stand for their values. Being selective and sincere increases your credibility. It's also useful to be patient. Persuasion often takes time. People may need to think about your ideas or see them in action before agreeing. Practice helps a lot. Start by persuading in small ways, like convincing a friend to try a new restaurant or a coworker to join a project. Notice what works and what doesn't, and adjust your approach. Persuasion is a skill that grows stronger as you build relationships and develop your charisma. When people trust and like you, your ability to influence becomes natural and effective. To summarize, the art of persuasion is about honest influence built on trust, clear communication, empathy, and respect. Using proven principles like reciprocity and social proof. Combined with confidence and active listening, you can inspire others and create positive change. As you practice persuasion with kindness and authenticity, you'll find doors opening in your life. Your ideas gaining support, and your charisma shining even brighter. Chapter 15, The Power of Genuine Compliments. Everyone enjoys a sincere compliment. When someone notices and appreciates something about us, it makes us feel seen, valued, and good inside. Giving genuine compliments is a simple but powerful way to connect with others, build trust, and increase your own charisma. In this chapter, we will explore why compliments matter, how to give them sincerely, and how they can improve your relationships. A compliment is more than just a kind word. It is a way to recognize and honor the positive qualities or actions of another person. Compliments show that you are paying attention, that you care, and that you appreciate something meaningful about the other person. This creates a feeling of warmth and connection. Why is this important for charisma? Charisma is about making others feel good around you. When you give genuine compliments, people naturally like you more. They see you as kind, thoughtful, and confident. Compliments open the door to friendship and trust. However, not all compliments are equal. The most powerful compliments are those that come from the heart and are specific. Saying, "You're great," is nice, but telling someone, "I really admire how you stayed calm during that meeting," feels much more meaningful. Specific compliments show you truly noticed something special. Being genuine is the key. People can easily tell when compliments are fake or just meant to flatter. Insincere compliments can backfire and damage trust. So, only give compliments that you truly mean. Let's look at how to give compliments that feel real and impactful. 1. Be observant. Pay attention to people's actions, efforts, qualities, and achievements. Notice the small things as well as the big ones. 2. Be specific. Point out exactly what you appreciate and why. This makes the compliment clear and sincere. 3. Be timely. Give compliments close to the moment when you notice something positive. This shows attentiveness and sincerity. 4. Be confident. Deliver your compliment with a warm smile and eye contact. Confidence makes your words more believable. 5. Avoid comparisons. Compliment people on their own merits rather than comparing them to others. This feels more personal and respectful. Giving compliments also benefits you. It shifts your focus from yourself to others, which builds empathy and improves social skills. It creates a positive cycle. When you give compliments, people are more likely to compliment you in return. This exchange builds connection and positivity. It's helpful to practice complimenting often. Try noticing and mentioning positive things about your coworkers, family, or strangers. Small compliments like, "You have a great smile," or "I like how you explain that clearly," can brighten someone's day. Compliments don't always have to be about appearance. Appreciating kindness, humor, creativity, or effort makes your compliments deeper and more meaningful. Sometimes, people find it hard to accept compliments. They might feel shy or doubt the words. When you give a compliment, accept their reaction gracefully and don't expect anything back. The goal is to make the other person feel good, not to get praise yourself. In some cultures, compliments may be less common or expressed differently. Be mindful of cultural differences and adjust your approach respectfully. In leadership, compliments are especially powerful. Recognizing your team's hard work and achievements boosts morale, motivation, and loyalty. It shows that you see and value people's contributions, which makes you a more charismatic leader. Remember, compliments are not about flattery or manipulation. They are about genuine appreciation and kindness. When done with sincerity, compliments create a ripple effect of positivity and connection. In conclusion, the power of genuine compliments lies in their ability to make others feel valued and respected. By observing carefully, speaking specifically, and delivering with warmth, you can build stronger relationships and enhance your charisma. Start today by noticing something good about someone and sharing it honestly. You will be surprised how much joy and connection a simple, heartfelt compliment can bring. Chapter 16, Active Listening for Deeper Connection. Listening is something we all do every day, but truly listening, active listening, is a skill that can transform your relationships and boost your charisma. When you listen actively, you show respect, care, and interest in others. This creates deeper connections and builds trust. In this chapter, we'll explore what active listening is, why it matters, and how to practice it effectively. Most people listen with the goal of replying or waiting for their turn to speak. This means they only hear parts of what others say, often missing the true meaning or feelings behind the words. Active listening is different. It means giving your full attention to the speaker, understanding their message, and responding thoughtfully. Why is active listening so important for charisma? Charismatic people make others feel important. When you listen actively, you show that the other person matters to you. This builds warmth and trust, which draws people toward you. Active listening has several key components. First, pay full attention. This means putting away distractions like phones or other tasks. Look at the speaker, make eye contact, and focus on their words and body language. Second, show that you are listening. Nod your head, smile, or use short verbal cues like, "I see," or, "That's interesting." These small signs encourage the speaker to continue and feel heard. Third, avoid interrupting. Let the speaker finish their thoughts before you respond. Interrupting can make people feel rushed or unimportant. Fourth, reflect and clarify. After the speaker finishes, summarize what you heard or ask questions to make sure you understand. For example, you might say, "So what you're saying is," or "Do you mean that?" This shows you care about getting it right. Fifth, respond with empathy. Try to feel what the speaker is feeling and acknowledge it. You might say, "That sounds really tough," or "I can see why you're excited." Empathy creates emotional connection. Sixth, stay open-minded. Even if you disagree, listen without judgment. This shows respect and keeps the conversation positive. Active listening is not just about words. Pay attention to tone, facial expressions, and body language. These nonverbal clues tell you a lot about the speaker's feelings and thoughts. Practicing active listening can improve many areas of your life. In friendships, it helps build trust and understanding. In the workplace, it leads to better teamwork and problem solving. In leadership, it shows you value your team's input and encourages open communication. To get better at active listening, try these simple exercises. When someone talks to you, focus completely on them for the entire conversation. After they finish, repeat back in your own words what you heard. Notice their emotions and respond with kind words. Avoid thinking about what you will say next while they are speaking. Sometimes, silence is powerful. Don't rush to fill pauses. Give the speaker time to think and share more. It's natural to want to offer advice or fix problems when listening. However, sometimes people just want to be heard and understood. Ask if they want help or ideas before giving suggestions. Active listening also helps you learn new perspectives and grow as a person. When you truly listen, you open yourself to understanding different views and experiences. Being a good listener makes you more approachable and charismatic. People will seek you out because they know you care. In conclusion, active listening is a powerful way to deepen your connections and strengthen your charisma. By paying full attention, showing you care, reflecting, and responding with empathy, you make others feel valued and understood. Practice active listening every day and watch your relationships flourish. Your ability to connect on a deeper level will make you a magnetic, trusted, and inspiring presence wherever you go. Chapter 17, Emotional Intelligence as a Charisma Multiplier. Charisma is often thought of as a natural charm or spark that some people have. But a big part of what makes someone truly charismatic is something you can learn and develop: emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence, often called EQ, is the ability to understand and manage your own emotions, as well as recognize and influence the emotions of others. When you have strong emotional intelligence, your charisma grows stronger, because you connect with people on a deeper level. In this chapter, we will explore what emotional intelligence is, why it matters for charisma, and how you can develop it step by step to become more magnetic and inspiring. First, let's break down emotional intelligence into four main parts. 1. Self-awareness. This means knowing what you're feeling and why. It's about recognizing your emotions in the moment and understanding how they affect your thoughts and actions. 2. Self-management. This is the ability to control your emotions and behaviors, especially in difficult situations. It means staying calm, positive, and focused instead of reacting impulsively. 3. Social awareness. This involves noticing and understanding the emotions of other people. It includes empathy, the ability to feel what others are feeling and see things from their perspective. 4. Relationship management. This means using your awareness of your own and others' emotions to build strong, healthy relationships. It's about communicating well, resolving conflicts, and inspiring people. Each of these parts helps build charisma by making you more in tune with yourself and those around you. Why does emotional intelligence multiply charisma? Because charisma is not just about how you look or sound, it's about how you make people feel. When you can sense others' emotions and respond thoughtfully, you create trust and warmth. People feel understood, supported, and energized by your presence. Let's explore how to develop each part of emotional intelligence to boost your charisma. 1. Developing self-awareness. Start by paying attention to your feelings throughout the day. Ask yourself questions like, what am I feeling right now, and why do I feel this way? You can keep a journal to write down your emotions and what triggers them. Practicing mindfulness or meditation helps you stay present and notice your inner experiences without judgment. When you understand your emotions, you can choose how to act instead of reacting automatically. 2. Practicing self-management. Once you are aware of your emotions, learn how to manage them. This means staying calm when things get stressful, avoiding negative outbursts, and staying focused on your goals. Techniques like deep breathing, taking a pause before responding, or thinking positive thoughts can help. Self-management also includes being honest with yourself when you make mistakes and forgiving yourself. This keeps your confidence and positivity strong. 3. Increasing social awareness. To understand others' emotions, practice observing their body language, facial expressions, and tone of voice. Notice how people react in different situations. Try to imagine how they might be feeling and why. Ask open questions to learn more about their experiences. Being curious about others and truly listening shows empathy and builds deeper connections. 4. Enhancing relationship management. Use your emotional awareness to communicate clearly and kindly. Show appreciation, offer support, and give feedback in a way that feels encouraging. When conflicts arise, stay calm and look for solutions that respect everyone's feelings. Be authentic and share your own feelings when appropriate. Vulnerability helps build trust. Practicing these skills regularly strengthens your emotional intelligence and makes your charisma shine. Emotional intelligence also helps you adapt your style to different people and situations, making your charisma flexible and effective. Many studies show that people with high emotional intelligence tend to be better leaders, friends, and partners because they connect deeply and manage emotions wisely. In everyday life, emotional intelligence helps you read a room, handle criticism, comfort others, and inspire teamwork. As your emotional intelligence grows, you'll notice people respond to you more warmly. Conversations flow easier, and your influence expands. In summary, emotional intelligence is a powerful multiplier for charisma. By becoming aware of your emotions, managing them well, understanding others, and nurturing relationships, you build genuine connection and influence. Focus on developing your EQ, and you'll find your charisma becomes not just a trait, but a true strength that lights up every interaction. Chapter 18, Maintaining Energy and Avoiding Burnout. Charisma shines brightest when you feel energized, confident, and positive. But life can be demanding. Work pressures, personal responsibilities, and constant social interactions can drain your energy. When you feel tired or stressed, your charisma fades. People notice when you are worn out or distracted. That's why maintaining your energy and avoiding burnout are essential for sustaining your charisma over time. In this chapter, we will explore what burnout is, why it happens, and practical ways to keep your energy high so you can stay engaging, warm, and inspiring. Understanding burnout. Burnout is a state of emotional, physical, and mental exhaustion caused by prolonged stress or overwork. It leaves you feeling tired, overwhelmed, and disconnected. When you're burned out, it's hard to be your best self. Your enthusiasm drops, patience thins, and your ability to connect with others weakens. Burnout doesn't happen suddenly, it builds up over time when you don't take care of yourself or set healthy boundaries. It can affect anyone, even the most charismatic and driven people. Why avoiding burnout matters for charisma. Charisma depends on your presence, the energy and attention you bring to interactions. When you feel vibrant and balanced, you naturally attract others. But when you are exhausted, distracted, or stressed, you send signals that push people away. Maintaining your energy helps you stay confident, patient, and empathetic. It gives you the strength to listen deeply, smile genuinely, and share your enthusiasm. Signs you might be burned out. It's important to recognize early signs of burnout before it becomes serious. These signs include feeling tired even after rest, losing interest in things you usually enjoy, becoming easily irritated or impatient, difficulty concentrating, feeling disconnected from others. Physical symptoms like headaches or trouble sleeping. If you notice these signs, it's time to pause and focus on self-care. Practical ways to maintain energy and avoid burnout. 1. Prioritize rest and sleep. Good sleep is the foundation of energy. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep each night. Create a relaxing bedtime routine and avoid screens before sleep. 2. Eat nourishing food. Healthy food fuels your body and brain. Choose balanced meals with fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and protein. Avoid too much sugar or caffeine, which can cause energy crashes. 3. Move your body. Exercise boosts mood and energy by releasing feel-good chemicals called endorphins. Find activities you enjoy like walking, dancing, or yoga. Even short daily movement helps. 4. Take breaks. Don't work or socialize non-stop. Take regular breaks to rest your mind and body. Step outside. Breathe fresh air, or practice mindfulness. 5. Set boundaries. Learn to say no when you feel overwhelmed. Protect your time and energy by balancing commitments. It's okay to decline social invitations or work tasks when needed. 6. Practice mindfulness and relaxation. Techniques like meditation, deep breathing, or gentle stretching reduce stress and recharge your energy. Even a few minutes a day can make a difference. 7. Connect with supportive people. Spend time with friends and family who lift you up. Positive social connections refresh your spirit. 8. Engage in activities that inspire you. Make time for hobbies or passions that bring joy. Creative outlets and laughter renew your energy and charisma. 9. Manage your workload. Organize tasks, prioritize what matters most, and avoid perfectionism. Delegate when possible. 10. Seek help when needed. If burnout feels overwhelming, don't hesitate to talk to a counselor or healthcare professional. Balancing giving and receiving. Charismatic people often give a lot of their energy to others through listening, supporting, and leading. While this is wonderful, it's important to balance giving with receiving. Make sure you also get care, encouragement, and rest. Remember, you cannot pour from an empty cup. Taking care of yourself is not selfish, it's necessary to keep your charisma alive. Creating daily energy habits. Building habits that support your energy takes time but pays off greatly. Some simple daily habits include drinking water regularly, stretching or moving every hour, taking a few deep breaths before meetings or social events, reflecting on what you're grateful for each day. The role of positive mindset. Your thoughts influence your energy. Practice positive self-talk and focus on what energizes you, rather than what drains you. Surround yourself with inspiring people and messages. Conclusion. Maintaining your energy and avoiding burnout is a vital part of sustaining your charisma. When you take care of your body, mind, and spirit, you bring your best self to every interaction. You stay confident, warm, and engaging. You build deeper connections and inspire others with your presence. Make self-care a priority. Listen to your body and mind. Set healthy boundaries and fill your life with what renews you. As you do, your charisma will shine bright and last a lifetime. Chapter 19, Making Your Charisma Last. Charisma is not just a momentary spark, it is something you can build, maintain, and grow over time. Many people think charisma is a natural gift that you either have or don't. But the truth is, charisma is a skill, a set of habits and attitudes you can nurture throughout your life. The real magic happens when you make your charisma last, turning it into a steady, reliable part of who you are. In this final chapter, we'll explore how to keep your charisma strong for the long run. We will talk about habits, mindset, and ways to refresh and grow your personal magnetism every day. Why charisma needs care. Charisma is like a fire. When you first light it, it burns bright and warm. But if you don't feed the fire with fuel, it will slowly die out. The same goes for your charisma. Without attention and practice, your natural charm can fade, especially during stressful times or when life gets busy. Making your charisma last means treating it as something precious and worthy of care. It means choosing daily actions and thoughts that support your confidence, warmth, and presence. The foundation, consistency and growth. Charisma lasts when you are consistent in how you show up for yourself and others. Small, regular habits build a strong foundation. These include showing genuine interest in others every day, practicing active listening, offering kindness and compliments sincerely, managing your emotions with self-awareness, keeping your energy healthy through self-care. But charisma is not just about repeating the same things, it's also about growing. People who stay charismatic continue to learn about themselves and others. They adapt and improve their communication skills, deepen empathy, and explore new ways to connect. Staying authentic over time. One key to lasting charisma is authenticity. People are drawn to realness. When you try to be someone you're not, or put on a mask, your charisma feels forced and eventually weakens. Stay true to your values and personality. Your unique experiences and qualities are what make your charisma special. Being authentic also means being honest about your feelings and vulnerabilities. Sharing these in the right way builds trust and deeper connection. Embracing change and challenges. Life is full of changes, new jobs, relationships, setbacks, and successes. Each change can test your charisma. Sometimes, you may feel less confident or lose your spark. But challenges are opportunities for growth. Use difficult moments to reflect on what you've learned about yourself and others. Adapt your style as needed. For example, becoming more patient during stressful times or practicing more self-care when tired. Resilience, the ability to bounce back, is a crucial part of lasting charisma. It helps you keep shining even when things get tough. Continuing to practice empathy. Empathy is the heart of charisma. It means understanding and caring about how others feel. As you move forward, continue to deepen your empathy by listening without judgment, asking thoughtful questions, paying attention to nonverbal signals, imagining yourself in others' shoes. Empathy helps you stay connected and relevant in any situation. Keeping your presence alive. Presence is your ability to be fully in the moment with others. It's one of the most magnetic qualities you can have. To keep your presence strong. Practice mindfulness to stay grounded. Limit distractions when interacting with people. Focus on the person in front of you, not your phone or worries. Use eye contact, smile, and open body language. Strong presence shows that you value the person and the moment. The role of humor and joy. Charisma often involves joy and lightness. Humor, laughter, and playfulness make people feel comfortable and happy around you. Keep your sense of humor alive by finding fun in daily life. Share jokes or funny stories appropriately. Don't take yourself too seriously. Joy is contagious and keeps your charisma fresh. Building a support network. Surround yourself with positive, supportive people who encourage your growth and well-being. Friends, mentors, and colleagues who believe in you will help you maintain confidence and energy. At the same time, be that support for others. Charisma grows in communities where kindness and encouragement flow both ways. Reflecting and celebrating progress. Take time regularly to reflect on your journey with charisma. Celebrate your successes, no matter how small. Notice how your relationships improve, how your confidence grows, and how people respond to you. Reflection helps you appreciate the progress you've made and motivates you to keep going. Passing on your charisma. As you master your own charisma, consider how you can inspire and teach others. Sharing your knowledge and example spreads positive energy and builds your legacy. Whether with family, friends, or colleagues, your charisma can influence many lives. Final thoughts. Making your charisma last is a lifelong journey. It takes care, practice, and a willingness to grow. But the rewards are great: deeper relationships, greater influence, and a life filled with connection and joy. Remember, your charisma comes from being your authentic self, showing genuine care for others, and bringing your best energy to every moment. Keep nurturing your charisma, and it will shine brightly throughout your life, lighting the way for you and everyone around you. Conclusion: your journey to lasting charisma. Congratulations on completing your journey through the Charisma Code. By exploring the many layers of charisma, from presence and confidence to empathy and emotional intelligence, you have taken important steps toward unlocking your true personal power. Charisma is not magic or luck. It is a skill anyone can learn and grow with intention and practice. Remember, charisma starts from within. It begins with being authentic, aware of your own emotions, and caring deeply about others. It flourishes when you listen actively, express yourself clearly, and manage your energy wisely. It shines brightest when you face challenges with grace and keep your spirit joyful. As you continue your journey beyond this book, keep practicing the habits and attitudes that build connection, warmth, and trust. Stay curious about yourself and others. Embrace change as an opportunity to grow. And above all, nurture your unique gifts. Your charisma is your lasting gift, to yourself and to everyone you meet. When you show up as your true, energized, empathetic self, you inspire and uplift those around you. You create positive ripples that spread far beyond your own circle. Thank you for allowing me to guide you through this path. I believe in your ability to become a magnetic, confident, and compassionate presence in the world. Keep shining your light. Your charisma is not just a skill, it is your way to live fully and connect deeply. Here's to your continued growth and lasting charisma.